Hello and welcome to match 2 of the finals of the Gladius 2025 Summer Invitational. I'm Patuljak and with me today is Otaman.
Hello, guys.
And yeah, we will have a match against of Necrons against Astra today, and we're just about to start. I just need to hit ready, and here we go. It's also a bit early today, so yeah, I guess disclaimer.
Okay, so yeah, I like the spawns for both players. If we check the Necrons, he has very good starting tome. He has energy here on the desert, and also there are some uh, good spawns for him, like one more or here probably, or maybe he would go for extra science in the back.
Yeah, I
Both
think.
of
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, it's almost 8.8 out of 10, or even maybe 9 out of 10 start. And Deimos has also a good start. He found a fast ore, and he has science close to him. There are very good groxes.
Yeah, but the
If he goes,
science is unfortunately not settleable for him because it's all rocks and a gate, so he cannot settle here, at least not really. I mean, I guess he could, and he could destroy the gate. Where did he start? Was this his position? Oh wait,
I
he
think
settled
his
here,
his
so
position was here.
yeah, okay, so that's why one of the reasons why he didn't opt for C probably. But Deimos is also a notorious aggressive player, so I guess him settling or some grass, it could be anything still. It could be early vehicles or it could be infantry. But yeah, good start for both, I think. Deimos also has some groks here. If he decides
Yeah.
to go infantry, he has desert energy for psychers, which could be pretty good against Necrons. With their flamers and their doom, or what's it called? It's not doom, it's misfortune. Um, and also, yeah, I agree. The Jesus start is fantastic. The only way it could be better is if he spawned on a science instead of the second door, and if this was a pipe instead of a fermentation. But yeah, 8 or 9 out of 10 for his start. He's probably very happy.
Yeah.
I I screamed a bit with him the last 2 days. He was preparing a little bit for this match, and he kept complaining about Necron reliance on starts. So I think he's very happy right now.
I mean, it's typical for
Yeah.
for Necros. And what we see Demus is doing also, I think he's going for Manufactorum now. Uh, so it will be something like or Manufactorum cooled, and then he will go for other vehicles. Unfortunately for him, the closest ore is in the middle of the map, so only one good ore city for him. Maybe he will switch into the infantry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we might see infantry because, as you noted, there's only one ore city. There's a Grox, and there's energy. Now, Deimos is not much of a greedy player, so I haven't seen him do Psychers much. But I think Psychers really elevate the whole Astra infantry build, um, because it's a force multiplier with Misfortune, right?
Yeah.
As Astra infantry tends to spam tiles, they can, even with Bring It Down, run into issues with oversaturated tiles and being unable to effectively bluff tankier units. So
The only issue if you go infantry and then you force Doomsdays, you have lost the game. You can't really push into them.
hmm,
So I think, and also if he goes vehicles, uh, it will be probably harder for Necron because killing Lemongrass was always an issue. But with upped Trial Stalker, it can still work. So if you go some mix build, and we see that Jesus goes for one temple, so yeah, it
hmm.
could work.
Yeah, Jesus has been liking a mixed build recently, and it really is very strong with the Stalker buff. And the Stalker buffs the all kinds of units, like they buff snipers, they buff immortals, which are two good units against an infantry build, because Deimos does seem to be going for an infantry build, queuing up an Imperial barracks. And they buff heavy destroyers for the anti-armor or anti-hero matchups. They don't work great with later tier infantry, which is Praetorians, Skorpek, and Catan, but you know, those are units aside from Praetorians that you don't see often, because games tend to end before that. So yeah, the mixed build for Necron is really strong lately.
Also, if you check the relics, we see one relic closer to Jesus. It's easy to clean it. You have to kill only 3 neutrals to get it. And another one closer to Deimos. It's harder to get it because there will be probably one extra Katachan, but still cleanable, especially as Deimos is adding one more barrack. So now we are sure he will go for infantry. The last city is far away, the last relic, and it will be hard to really clear in it. But fortunately for Astra, there is no Castellans that can be big trouble when you are cleaning them. And there are some Umbras, but again, if you do snipers, you probably could easily farm them. But I don't think he will go for snipers.
Yeah, the map seems pretty well balanced, all things considered. Like each player gets a relatively easy relic to access, and the third relic, because tiny, very low setting on relics does spawn on 3 relics. So that's kind of a problem sometimes, because it can happen that the relics spawn very conveniently for a player and he gets 2 naturally, while his opponent only gets 1, which is doesn't sound maybe like such a big deal to less experienced players, but like in competitive 1 versus 1s, that's a big deal, +2 loyalty. And it is
Yes.
something
Also,
that Jesus has been complaining about. Like, okay, admittedly, he does tend to complain about a lot of things, but I think he's right.
Also, let's check. Jesus got his extra 2 signs too late, so maybe his expansion will be slow. We see that he goes for heroes, but he
Just,
has
just,
only
just to add, by extra 2 science, Otaman means the Ruins of Wall science outpost.
yes, us, and he goes for royal pyramid, so probably a hero. He have to do energy now because he got only +1 energy from outposts. Not that good, but yeah, we see that he's scanning the map. He found all good tombs that he will probably need. And Deimos found Enslaver. He's debating the Enslaver. He took the outpost. Now he goes out of it, and neutrals have priority to take outposts of players. So he will go there, get some Overwatch, and then probably. Does he has granites? Yes, he has granites on this Guardian. He would be able to kill it. So
Yeah,
very
it is a
easily there.
little bit risky because he could still get blocked here, which he did partially by wildlife in the fog. But yeah, this is how you can, Ottoman put it nicely, debating the enslaver is how you can kill it with the weaker starting units, which Astra is one of the weaker starters, because guardsmen are great, just not necessarily without upgrades.
Yes, and I don't know how Jesus Heroes will work. He don't get a nice relic from it, and he's like low on influence. So that means that he can't rapidize something. Maybe he can only rapidize one spider if you want to go for a lord. Uh, yeah, we see that Deimos has good timings. I mean, it's typical timings for Astra. You build one production, and then you are able to build a cult.
Oh, I
So
was muted. Damn.
uh,
I was
just wait a
just
second.
sorry.
You are muted not that much, so don't don't be afraid.
What do you mean?
You were muted only for 30 seconds, I guess. so not that much. I mean,
No, but I was explaining something about rapid
ah,
rising and Jesus not having that much influence because on standard 2 cities will set you back 120 influence, and he will have to settle them in approximately, I don't know, 8 turns or so. Um, so realistically, we're looking at like about 100 influence that he can spend on rapid rising. So he probably wants to save that up for spiders. That's all.
I'm
Thank you.
I'm just thinking.
Thank you for
I
coming to
mean,
my TED talk.
I'm just thinking what Jesus cities can be. One good city, I think, can be this one, but it's a little bit far away.
What,
On
17.5 or something else?
for 8, I mean, I ping it on map. Why it can be good? Because you get extra production and you are protecting the relic, so it will be easy for you to defend it. On the other hand, if you put your cities on 10, 17, and 9, 23, uh, you can also have something like triangle, which will be hard to push.
Yeah, I think like metagaming, playing against Deimos, it's probably a bigger priority to have defensive cities, him being an
Yeah.
aggressive player.
But again, I'm thinking that maybe he will go just for some influence city because he want extra for his heroes. Maybe he will place here, but I don't see what he can build here.
I mean,
So
yeah, all he needs is a production city, basically. It would be ideal if he had like a shard or a recap to settle, because his main is already ore. And the way I usually approach if I get a spawn like this is I make like two cores in the main and then I switch it to ore production. And with the ability to rapid rise the population and subsequent ores, it is more viable than it is with some other factions, like turning your main from a production city into a research city.
and also just a second about summon Jesus build. We can check now that summoning core he don't have upgrade for it, and he took hero on the first tier, so he's doing double barrack. This means that
Yeah,
mm, it will be probably mixed build. But what I don't understand, probably he took the upgrade for temple, but on tier 2 he probably also took a cryptex. So he's investing at least in tax for heroes.
it depends what his plan is. Maybe he saw his tombs and realized that he will be setting an influence or something. And is planning to just, I don't know, make some lords instead of population. Um, we'll see what he plans, but it does seem like a bit of an untypical opener, getting all the pets, basically infantry, hero, vehicle. Usually builds that try to do everything are something of a describe build, so a build that tries to do everything and usually has a hard time doing so, obviously, because like balancing multiple resources is not something that's easy and also often reliant on map RNG.
Yeah, that's true. But again, having heroes, especially in one versus one, is very good because you level up them,
Mm,
and it's harder to kill them because when it's 2 versus 2, the amount of damage is almost doubled because your ally can help you to focus an enemy hero.
yeah, and you get more
Or
targets.
yeah, we
Um,
see first city from Jesus. Good timings for him.
yeah, pretty good. Turn 21. One big value that I see in heroes, especially on standard speed, is that it really makes attrition style plays more viable because we've also seen it in this tourney a couple of times. If you're like stalemating in a fight and you have a hero and the enemy does not, if it's even traits, you're benefiting more because your heroes are leveling up and becoming more and more of a force multiplier. So on even armies, those heroes, when high level and geared, will really help you turn the tides. Or
Yeah.
rather, yeah.
Also, we see that Jesus is doing rattlings. They will be very good, especially infantry. And
You mean
Necrons.
Deimos is doing?
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, Deimos is doing Ratlins. He's doing second barrack. Still don't have edict, but it's probably not worth to use it on one production. On the other hand, the question is where will be his cities? Probably one city will be around here, so he can build a hero building there also and extra food. And the last one, I'm not sure what he wants. He can like really go down, place on the energy in case he wants some psychers, or he can search for a production. For example, a little bit more aggressive city like here, it still could work.
I would probably settle something like I pinged if I was him, and going for infantry. Um,
Uh, I don't like the science city because if you go
it's an
infantry,
energy city.
ah, yeah, but I mean,
It's just because of the minimum distance and because you want to settle the lower grogs here so that you have a free tile here for maximum food.
but he has already grogs. You see on the middle.
Yeah, but
Where
I think like building hero on an influence tile is not a big priority because it's only 2 influence, I believe, for Astra, and you usually
yeah,
turn it off later anyway. So
on
it's
the
nice, but not a big deal.
yeah, but
And
if you go,
that city
yeah,
is a
go.
little bit awkward, sorry, because of the forests. That's why I would probably avoid it. You do get cult priests, tech priests, to clear that forest, but still, seems like a little bit of a nuisance.
I'm just thinking that why I'm sure it will be Deimos choice because if you go infantry, if you invest in double barrack, you want to play aggressive, yeah, and
Yeah.
be able to fight. And now we, I think soon we will see a Simov because both players would like to take that science. Uh, no, okay. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's possible. The science is tempting, but it is close to the middle, and usually this is not the case in this game. There's only one poxwalker guarding it, but usually in the middle there's a heavy concentration of wildlife. So without scouting it, experienced players will tend to avoid it early game because it's usually tougher to clear than the sides.
yeah,
Also,
and
one advantage to the clearing the sides early on is the sides are usually safer. So, like basically the outposts that you get at the beginning, for example, are outposts that you're basically going to be benefiting from all game. While middle outposts, you might get into a situation where you take like 6 turns to clear a couple of them, and then sim off is called and you lose them anyway. So
yeah, that's true. And also, let's just check. Demus got unlucky because his units were attacked by a Katachan, so he basically not using them. They're giving him only a small advantage. And yeah, uh, oh, now two players met. Jesus got extra artifact, and we see that he will go for that or city 923. I mean, it's a good choice. He can continually build production is in his main. So yeah, should work for him. And Demus placed it on this food. He's taking tile probably, yeah, probably it will be hero building. But do he has time to clean them up because they have already map?
I mean, Astra infantry seems like a little bit of a strange choice to me for this matchup. Um, because it does not scale that well, and it also cannot really efficiently threaten Necron early game. Necron is a faction that is quite good at defending due to a couple of reasons. And
Yeah, I mean, before it could be an issue that you place heavy team and Necron don't have any answers, but now,
you got death
uh,
marks, yeah.
yeah, you have death marks, so you should feel safer. And after Jesus met Deimos, he decided to go to clean the bottom side, and he will got his rally. And as we see, despite killing Enslaver on turn 10 or 12, Deimos had to wait for crack grenades to kill the Katachans, but unfortunately for him,
He cannot do it right now, yeah.
yeah, he
Uh,
have to wait for healing or and for a moment when snipers will arrive.
Also, one nice thing for Jesus is that he sees a guardsman. He sees the frag grenades and the crack grenades, so he's pretty sure that he's up against infantry and can plan for it, which is important because as Necron, if you're against vehicle, you're gonna do heavy destroyer as well. If you're against Astra infantry, you're really not gonna want to do heavy destroyers.
Yeah,
So this is very nice for him. And
but yeah,
go ahead,
go.
go ahead.
But he, as we see, he didn't took immortals or death marks, and he has only heavy destroyers. So now probably he's thinking, "Oh crap! I have to
Yeah.
backtrap because Wrights are too far. So I should took something from tier 3."
He was
Uh,
probably expecting a vehicle build because, for one, Hydras perform quite well against heavy destroyers, with their bonus against what you call it, skimmers, right?
yeah,
And also lemons are something that many people say Necron has issues dealing with. Although I think with what Jesus is going for, which is a mixed build with probably stalkers, I don't think this is the case so much.
yeah, that's true. But and after I told that he have to big tech, he just, I mean, I guess even before he just instantly learned immortals. So good
Yeah,
for him.
but immortals are tier 2 tech, deathmarks are tier 3. While it's a little bit inconvenient if you realize, okay, I'm not against vehicle, I have to backtrack those techs. It's not really a big deal, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I'm gonna do a quick AFK. I'll still have my
Okay.
headphones. Basically, I'm gonna go smoke. Let's not pretend I'm doing something else.
Okay. Yeah. And until you are out, I'm interested in what James will do in his third city. And from what I see, he's building it on Savannah. So maybe he want to add some temples uh, to be able to fight. He has a good energy, but he needs a little bit more.
So, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on the matchup in general? You said that Astra Infantry cannot win against Arcs.
I mean, personally, I remember that I didn't like to play Necrons against Astra vehicles, but playing against infantry, if you, for example, go full infantry, it's okay because for me the most two cost-effective unit for Necrons, for Astra is Rattlers and Tempestuous. Of course, Guardians are the kings, but after researching tier 5, I feel like infantry Astra roster is finished. So if it goes for a late game, you will have a bit troubles. And
You do
uh,
have Bulgrins now, which are buffed in the mod. They have +2 armor penetration, which makes them quite a bit better at actually killing stuff. But against Necron, maybe not the best unit.
yeah, and also, what is the issue with Bulgrins? The issue is that if you get them damaged, you can't heal them. So if you check, for example, new Scorpic destroyers, they have a very good damage, but it takes them almost forever to regenerate. And for example, if you compare for other infantries, that are suggested to be good. For example, Terminators, you have Apothecary to heal them. For Chows, you have your boons that can give you extra HP or bloated. So, yeah. Mm,
Yeah,
uh,
not having access to healing is a bit of a downer. Like Necrons also get the passive healing, so while Scorpex have a big HP pool and that's not as viable with them, like with other units you can just kind of put them in the back of the army, use them to finish stuff, wait a couple of turns and they'll be back to full health. While if you don't have healers, you have to pop on a city tile or an outpost and wait a couple of turns, which is the case for Scorpex. So yeah, that's not ideal, but Burgunds are also not that expensive. And from what I've seen from a couple of Asher players, they are quite spammable, so yeah, while you cannot kill them, I think you just suicide them completely when they get models killed off, and just rebuild them. But
Yes,
but they're not probably the best unit against Necron. They lack mobility. They probably do a decent right click with their 4 armor penetration now. But still, you probably prefer just lower tier units, spamming those.
also the issue with bull units is that when you are related on melee units, yeah, you have mostly S3 tiles from which you can focus something. And Astra infantry, uh, I mean, it don't really have a very good range to support. I mean, Rattlins can be good against infantry, but in general, heavy weapon team is usually always focused, so
Yeah,
uh,
in this
hard to
matchup, I
finish
think
targets.
just spam snipers, because snipers will keep being good even against stuff like Praetorians, and even I think they're decent against Catan cost ratio-wise, right? I'm not sure. Catan is a monster, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they should
but
do okay for their cost there as well.
but from uh, from my experience, tanks are good in 1 versus 1. But sometimes, if you are facing vehicles and you and your opponent are on tier 8, tanks don't seem so dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you usually prioritize either air units if you went for that, or you just want to get to Obelisk if you went for vehicle and you already have Monolith. Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
actually, you have Monolith on tier 8. What am I saying? So, if you went for that, you're getting Monolith on that tier.
And also, what can be a bad for Jesus? He now is going into vehicles, into infantry, into heroes, and to be honest, if he can manage to get into the air, the game would be ended, probably.
Yeah, not a lot Astra can do, I guess, with infantry route. And vehicle route as well, because Lemons, while a great unit, they were very slow, so planes would just fly around them.
Yeah, that's true, but they are hard to kill, so you can just go and push enemy city. So
Yeah, but before you get there, the planes are gonna be eating your cities already. And you can't leave Lemons behind, but then you make your attack force weaker, and you can it can actually be defended, maybe. So it's tricky. When planes hit the field, the whole game kinda changes.
yeah. Also, if you check now, I think that Jesus personally is thinking, ah, crap, I should place my city on Arctic because he's doing the double vehicle. He's finished the first temple, and I think he will go for a second temple. So yeah, he probably having production on production tiles, it's the best thing you can get. And also, Recap is uh, is my favorite outpost for Necrons. I mean, of course, or an energy, but Recap is top 3, I guess. As all your buildings is giving you extra loyalty, so you're getting free loyalty, and it's always good.
Yeah.
And now we see first Ghost Art coming, and this can be a very good unit in this matchup.
Interesting choice, Ghost Arc.
Yeah, it can stay. Yeah.
And he did get a Cryptek tech. Also, they're right now they are on production parity. 3 barracks and a hero for both players.
Yeah. Yeah, but probably if Deimos pressed edict, yeah, Deimos is just doing more barracks,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and we haven't mentioned this, but he just go and put his city directly on foot, so probably there will be full food city,
I mean,
and
he does get some 40% energy, so he could
yeah,
add a small number of psychers if he decides. And against the arcs, that would probably be a very good choice.
I guess I guess he will ignore them. I think he will just add 1 foot and then go for extra barracks. And very interesting choice from him that he went for loyalty, and he didn't took the how it's called. He didn't took he took healing, but he didn't took extra food production edict. On the other hand, he can backtrack it later because for now he has no food.
Yeah, I mean he did settle double food, so maybe.
Also, I have a question for you. Would you personally go and try uh, to buy icon
Icon.
on your heroes? Yeah, because
I would buy scroll probably in this game.
I don't like buying scroll, to be honest, because getting one icon is uh, giving you your like 2 free heroes in case of upkeep. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But
So,
icon is just paying for itself while the science becomes useful right away, so it's a straight conversion of influence to science. And it's basically a book. And like against Austrian infantry, your win condition is not actually killing him, your win condition is surviving the mid game. And the sooner you can get to your later tier units, the sooner you win, while the influence will just help you rapid rise more, which of course does translate into a better economy, more units, more production, etc. But then again, it's just 6 influence, so it's like if you
it's
have it for
8
30
influence,
turns, it's like what 3 rapid rises actually.
but it's 8 influence actually.
Oh, it's 8.
And yeah,
My bad. I thought it was
so
6, like the scrolls.
and
Haven't actually clicked or hovered over the item in ages.
yeah, this is got a pop, and now he's thinking what should he go for Cryptek? It, no, he's ignoring the Cryptek. He's going for uh, probably for Joker, and he would buy some item. It's very interesting because on the he could allow himself, yeah, to ignore buying item and just go for second lord. Just imagine 2 out of 3 turns you have +1 extra armor penetration, plus 2
Yeah,
armor.
that's very good, and they also give population, which is very useful. If you reach on influence, it can be an alternative to actually building pop, because you do spend influence on heroes on those lords, but you do spend influence on rapid rising those pops. So
Yeah. And this is it. Jesus goes for icon. My school. Yeah.
yeah,
Good job, Jesus.
I mean icon is also a very good choice, but personally in this matchup, like I said, for reasons of getting arcs sooner, quantum shielding sooner, Gauss AP sooner, etc., I would probably just go scroll myself.
I just think that icon is uh, a better echo. And if you check, Jesus has very good tomes. He has a lot of ore. And to be honest, the only thing he need to do is just to survive.
Yeah, but like buying a scroll would be approximately 17% increase in his research output, which would be quite substantial. It would take
Yeah,
his
that's true.
science to 39 from 38. But yeah, I think both are very viable. It's a choice. Especially, we don't know what he plans to do. If he actually plans to do like a Cryptek or another Lord, then yeah, Icon might make more sense considering his influence situation. But he does use 60 influence to rapid rise something, I guess the Temple. Um, so looks
Yeah.
like he's just gonna stick to the one Lord for now. Deimos has gotten to Science and is starting to produce some of those. Science are a pretty good unit. They used to have one model less and they were quite not bad per se, but not very good either. You usually just spammed more guardsmen and heavy weapon teams. Ratlings were also not a thing. But I think first they got buffed in the mod +1 model. I think which mod was it? Adozo mod maybe. And then it became official when there was that one time where Proxy actually patched in some things for the mods. and that's one of the changes they patched in.
Yeah.
So yeah, Science, good unit. Even against Necron, we bring it down. Their crack grenades can do some real work.
Yeah, and we see that Jesus is just running as fast as possible in the top corner just to get some extra experience before Deimos finish all the map. And probably Commissar will also go to the top position.
It's quite fortunate for Jesus if Deimos does decide not to clear around his relic, because then, because those relics are actually quite nearby. I mean, I guess it's fortunate for both players, depending on who is on the defensive. But it's a bit funny because the relics are what 9 tiles apart.
Yeah.
But none of the players looks like will actually clear what's between.
Yeah, and we see that Deimos is taking away his guardsman's house. He decided not to spend extra time on killing this Katachan, and after a few turns of scanning, probably Necron Warrior will also go home.
Yeah, I think we'll see sim-offs pretty soon because they're running out of viable clearing. Like, okay, we see as spectators that the wildlife is not very heavy in this corner, but look at that terrain. Like any units that you send into that corner to clear will take ages to clear and then ages to get back. And I don't think Deimos, playing a more aggressive strategy, wants to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we'll
Uh,
see sim-off in the next couple of turns in an attempt to pressure from Deimos.
yeah, but fortunately for Deimos, uh, we see first Ghost Arc coming, so now
Yeah.
he can even deal with Imperial Bastion.
And look at that defensive setup from Jesus. That's a very nice line to try and hold with like some arcs, some immortals. Good stuff.
I think Deimos will go will siege the middle city. I mean, it's very bad terrain for him, but probably he will send some units to take three relics. And control three relics is basically plus six loyalty. So sometimes
I think any
and new
push.
players
Sorry.
new players don't estimate correctly how good loyalty is, but if you just do a simple math, placing a your six buildings as loyalty
Got that.
is better than doing anything. What?
No, I was trying to get rid of the pinks, but I kept adding more because the camera kept moving. I
Okay.
think what I pinged is any push from Astra into Necron city tiles this way is gonna fail. I think there's just not enough room. You have Wire here, but your
Yeah.
units will take damage if you use it. You have a Bastion guarding here, so that Bastion needs to go down. There's just not a lot of space, and Astra tends to need tiles to develop to actually be able to finish units. And Necron defending on city tiles is very sturdy. So I think we might see an attempt here, but I'm very, very doubtful about the success of any attempt going here. So I think we'll see what you said. We'll see a redirection of like either go here, discover Jesus' relic, try to contest that, or we will see him clear top and try to push top. But that's also, I think, not the most optimal course of action because there's also limited space. There's cliffs, there's the edge of the map, and even if he finds this city, how is he gonna push that? I think his best bet actually is either, like I said, going for the relic or trying to take this general position and make some plays from there, like try to starve Jesus, but I don't know.
Just check how unlucky Jesus is. He has 9 out of 9, but probably due to Gladius calculation, he's missing 0.1 or even less influence, so he's still level 2. He needs
Oh,
just one kill.
experience, yeah. 8.9.
And we see that captain. We see double captain from Deimos. Okay, so
Commissary, you mean?
yeah, double commissar. Sorry. So every 2 turns we will see bring it down. It can be as a strong late game strategy. Oh, and we see Simov. So Jesus has infantry armor. Deimos also has infantry armor. The only thing he should hope that his lord won't be captured. On the
Yeah,
other hand,
but
on the other
he
hand,
can get
yeah,
he can get dimensional corridor if it gets really really dangerous. So I don't think ultimately he's in any danger. But yeah, if Deimos like moved in here and Maz, he could try to trap him, but he would kind of need to take down this bastion first, or he will take a lot of damage.
yeah.
Sorry, what were you about to say? I've been finding, due to the early hour and being a little bit underslept, I've been finding it hard to not speak over you. Apologies
To
for
be
that.
on, to be honest, I also have to apologize, but I have a reason. Uh, I'm just having now 38 temperatures. That's why I'm a
Oh,
little bit.
you're sick?
Yeah. I hope
You
the
sicko.
viewers won't hear that. The question is, Lord Commissar? No, he don't have enough influence. I'm just thinking maybe it could be a good option to sell the power gauntlet and buy something better.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was a 100% drop from Ruins of War.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what you should buy. Should you go for because one extra commissar and you will be low on influence. You want to place a lot of edicts and also you want to take extra tiles. So a little bit not that good from influence perspective, but waiting a few more turns to buy an icon. I think Jesus as Deimos want to push, he will probably go for some HP and armor,
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
plus moment.
Wing is the best unit
Yes.
for Commissar, but it's quite expensive. He won't have the influence to equip Wing on both of them.
Yeah. In next turn he has also to press trainings in one of his city. So yeah.
I just had a thought, by the way. What would happen if someone got the Wall unit from Ruins of Wall? I forget what it's called, but you know, the thing that looks like an artifact is very tanky, shoots at range 2.
Yeah, yeah. We can check it. It's probably is in the compendium in neutrals unit. An ancient exterminator's device. No, it's another kind.
Yeah,
A
but like,
wall sentry.
if someone
Yeah.
got that, it would be kind of like a very unfair advantage. Like, if we ever do a tourney like this again, we should probably rule that if anyone gets it, they should disband it, honestly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, just
Sometimes
a random thought. Luckily, this didn't happen so far.
and also luckily for Deimos, the Katachans decided uh, to attack the Guardians, so he have some time to retreat. Knowing Deimos, he will probably go clean them fast and then try to get relic because he likes Echo. And after he kills this enslaver, these two Katachans and Poxwalker, he don't really need to deal with Umbras. He just can just send one Guardian to take extra 3 outposts, so big value.
It's a guardsman, not that it's a big
Ah,
deal.
yeah,
Looks
yeah,
like the
but
sickness is getting to your brain when it comes to unit names.
yeah, it's always an issue for me.
No big. I just feel like I need to clarify it when it happens, so
Yeah,
anyone watching
yeah,
doesn't get confused.
yeah. Go on. Okay, so we see at least for the first time, that Jesus is not taking the fast rapidize. What did he took on tier 5? Yeah, he has took extra Gauss
Makes sense
penetration.
for an arc strategy.
Yeah, that's true. And now he's going for another Doomsday arc. He's probably researching it. So earlier or later, he would be
Upkeeps are very
able.
similar, both players are hovering near 22 upkeep. So production is quite on par, which is a little bit maybe surprising because Jesus did open book and Deimos did no such thing. But you know, more experienced players know that Necron is broken, so it's not very surprising.
Yeah, it depends on
Also,
start.
not completely serious here, obviously. Before Otaman starts arguing about Necron being fine,
Yeah,
this
I mean,
we can fight it out on Discord, but
yeah.
let's keep watching.
If you want, you can always join the balance chat wars. I if you have a few hours of your life that you don't need, you can join it. I can't promise you any results or any impact, but maybe it will be fun.
It can be fun if you lack some toxicity in your life, you know. If
Yeah.
things are just a little bit too nice, and you need like some random person from the internet to tell you you're stupid.
Yeah, we see that Jesus is after adding short uh, armory, he's starting to add ore as he's now low on ore. And on the other hand, Deimos is also low on food and he has a lot of production. So early or later he would have to start doing some food in his second city. Uh, what is interesting that we don't see, at least for now, some how it's called, virtual generator. Maybe
Correct?
he's going for psychers, but I think he will ignore them.
Yeah, it does look like he will ignore them, but I think that's a mistake into Necron. Um,
Y- yes, that's true. I mean, maybe it's a mistake. On the other hand, he's doing a double lord, so his thoughts now is something like, okay, I will have my burst in other way.
yeah, but imagine bring it down on a arc with misfortune, or like just flaming an arc down. Very useful
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But I guess he does not know that he's up against orcs, arcs. But he will find out very soon, I think.
Yeah. On the other hand, he has. I mean, what he can change now? He can add some heavy weapon teams. But again, if you playing against Doomsday Arc, uh, you are placing your unit in range 3, getting them half by their range 3 weapon, and then you're saying, okay, heavy weapon teams, we goes away. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
No worries, I think we just interrupt each other today. It's that kind of vibe. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm sleepy, you're sick. Who cares?
What do you think? Is it a good choice to try to switch somehow into the vehicles? I mean, I understand that Deimos vehicle, uh, Deimos or is low, but maybe he would like.
I don't think because that would require Deimos to tech and make a population building, and we know that no
Yeah,
such thing ever happens.
that's true. He's playing infantry just because he got plus free pops. Also, I think in terms of echo, it could be a little bit mistake. He's building energy in his main city, but if he want to min max, he should go for loyalty first and then add energy because -4 is not that much, and at least now I don't see any psychers, so
Honestly,
should be.
seeing his choices and also knowing what kind of player Deimos is, I think his thought process is just I finish this mid game or I lose.
Yeah, that's true. But again, if you producing 3 Bulgarians per turn and Astra Echo can allow it, you can fight.
Not against Arcs. I think Arcs' primary range-free attack demolishes Bulgrins. Like
Yeah,
more than half HP. I think it only takes one model off. I'm not sure, but it's still like one shot basically makes them killable in one
yeah.
or two hits.
I'm just thinking of what I would personally do. I would turn off energy in main city for Jesus and start building one more lord,
Yeah.
or or go for cryptic. I mean, investing so much in hero building, and he has enough influence to do that.
He didn't invest a lot. He just got a tier 1 tech. And he did
Yeah,
tag the cryptek. I guess that's what you meant. Tagging the
y-
cryptek and not making it is a bit of a mistake. But it is just a tier 2 tech, so not a big deal.
yeah. And also, maybe he's thinking, okay, I will just place my lord on influence by extra 8 signs and go high signs.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did a really good choice going for arcs, especially ghost arcs. That's quite a surprise. That's not something Deimos is expecting to see, almost surely. Um, but yeah, like knowing the dynamics of the matchup, which is like Astra infantry wins mid game, Necron wins late game, makes complete sense to go for arcs. Arcs being basically the ultimate defensive unit in the game. I don't think there's any unit that's better for the cost at defending position.
Yeah. Also, what I'm thinking, uh, what I'm understanding, he found that he's playing against infantry, and he decided to start doing production in his search city. If he was thinking that he will go against vehicles, he probably will go for extra barracks in his main city and do or in his search city, and later add some armories, for example, just to
Yeah.
be able to produce some triarchs.
I mean, that would be the correct choice, but I don't. I think I really think Deimos is just disregarding all thoughts of scaling and just going like, I kill Necron.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that would be an interesting thing to do. Tech pop.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but we
Go ahead. It's whatever.
use the first wing, and it's very good because basically you don't need two wings on every captain. You can just use one which has to bring it out, give the buff, then run away and give the wing to another captain so he can use it uh, next turn. Oh, not captain, Lord Commissar. Sorry. So you just can swap them one by one. So no need in buying two very expensive items.
Yeah, I mean it's still nifty to have it on both, but yeah, not you can work around it with good positioning, good planning.
And we okay. So uh, Doctor has chosen another strategy. He went for extra armor for his lord, so he need one tanky hero. Uh,
That's a pretty good plan. Lord is actually a surprisingly good combat hero, especially if you take the skill. I don't know the name, but it's the first skill that boosts a melee attack.
yeah, but I don't think you have enough levels to learn it. Also, we see that Jesus is doing a sneaky move. He's saying, "Okay, you can free take top relic. I will go bottom and steal your relic." So after
Yeah,
that, I think Demus never let someone having free relics. He will send all his army bottom. I'm pretty sure.
especially if he sees the arcs. And I mean, the
Yep.
decision from Jesus does make sense. He has like 3 arcs in position to defend with some immortals. He doesn't really need anything else right now to defend the
Yeah.
city. Yeah, that's all I got.
And I think in 3 turns he will definitely have a Doomsday arc, so he will be able to fight soon.
Yeah, I think Deimos will get tilted when he sees arcs. I know from experience. I've known
Yeah,
Deimos for a long time and played a lot of games with him. I know that he hates arcs.
that's true.
And I mean,
Uh,
it's still a topic of debate. Are arcs balanced? Are arcs bad? Some people think they're overpowered. Some people think they suck. I personally think they're a little bit, maybe too good, but definitely not on the underpowered side. I think like they're hard to use. They're definitely not
yeah.
an easy unit to use, and I think people who say they're bad, yeah, you can see where I'm going with this. I'm not gonna finish it.
Yeah. I think that now we see how Deimos morale will start losing.
Instant
Yeah.
response. Oh, arcs exist.
GG, go
GG.
next.
Yeah, we might. I mean, it's a competitive match. I think even with low morale, he's gonna at least try something. But yeah, I think he wasn't expecting that. I think
Yeah.
he's quite used to seeing Necron infantry, um, and not used to seeing arc plays, especially not ghost arcs.
I think it would be better for him to play SM, especially vehicle one. Vehicle SM is very good against Necron, especially with AVT, because it's good against infantry. It helps you a lot, and if you add a few predators to snipe that heavy destroyers and then just go max dreadnoughts, you can easy push. You can just go something like book 4 armors or even 5 armors and go hard push Necron.
I'm a bit surprised by his choice to play Astra infantry, because
Mhm.
Astra vehicle with a book can actually, I think, scale against Necron.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
not in the super late game because rapid rise and really good late game roster for Necron, but still like lemons into whatchamacallit, Rogal Dorns into Baneblades. That's a very
Yeah.
powerful progression.
When you will see Ben Blade, okay, I can't say that we don't see uh, we don't see tier 10 units on in on standard speed because personally I saw a Crusader. Thank you for that game. Thank you Danagar. Thank you Tactics.
Thank
Uh,
you. In yeah, but I think it's not about actually getting there. It's about the matchup dynamics. It's just about the unit
yeah,
existing. Because if the unit exists, then Jesus knows, okay, I can scale against him, but I don't automatically outscale him. I still have to outplay him. Which changes the dynamic. You don't actually have to get there. It just puts pressure on Jesus just by existing.
yeah. And my experience shows me that it's always easier to defend in Gladius than attack. Uh, Especially in team games. This is 1 versus 1, so you don't realize that hard on communication, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Deimos can adapt for these arcs if he wants. If he doesn't get demoralized and thinks through this, he can say, okay, I have desert. I have a desert pipe city. I can just go psychers.
Yeah, can try.
But I think like it's a tricky situation. He cannot really push into this. He just can't. He doesn't have the punch. He has a lot of snipers, but even if those snipers were heavy weapon teams or science, he's still like pushing into that narrow corridor into arcs. Good fucking luck. So I think he needs a new plan. He he's okay. He can hold this middle for a long time because arcs have issues attacking sometimes. Um, doesn't mean that they can't, but you need to have a plan for that, and you need to know what you're doing to be able to attack with them. And you need an opening. And I
Yeah.
think Deimos can profit a lot from just holding the map and trying to get all the relics and yeah, coming up with a new plan, attacking pop, trying to do something. But he's not
Yeah.
gonna do a successful mid-game push into that Necron. It's just not happening.
And also, as I told you, he finds that, oh fuck, look at the city. I'm going down and I will take 3 relics map control.
Yeah,
And
he
fighting for relics can be good for him. On the other hand, now when Jesus has Ghost Arc, he has like 7 movement, so it's twice as much as all Astra units has.
Yeah, and he can
Uh,
shoot from range too, so it's actually a threat range 9, kind of.
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's not clear cut, but if Deimos predicts the Jesus aggressive moves well and keeps his army reasonably together, he can react because arcs on the move just don't do that much. They can go range 1 and they can do some damage, but that also means that they're exposing themselves to bring it down crack grenades. So it all depends on the place and the positioning, honestly,
Yeah.
how successful that potential arc push is.
And to be honest, I don't like the choice of buying fighting items for Lord. I think he should go for another one and be ready to lose all the map control because one more Lord is much better echo, so you can potentially better scale into late game.
Yeah,
And
I think he should have sticked to like vast bracers, maybe a Zoth, and just like use it to maybe tank a safe spot with Lord or just like to be able to keep him on the front line without necessarily like using him in combat. I think that would have been better. And yeah, even better would have been to just do another Lord or just do a cryptek, like, Chrono on an arc and wedge it in. That's a pretty good
you will
thing
see
to do.
Cryptek this turn. And also, what I'm thinking, I don't like him doing one more temple.
Yeah,
In his energy
I
city.
agree.
I think he should go for extra or for example for one more extra influence building.
Temple has some really expensive units on the ore upkeep, so you cannot do the same amount of racks that you would do with an infantry build, because you run into some huge ore issues. At one point, Jesus was at minus 17, so he was making ores in 2 cities. Maybe he still is. I'm smoking, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's doing double or. But he got lucky. He started is very good, so he can. I mean, personally, when I saw Astra against Necrons, I was thinking, okay, if Astra get some or at least some, uh, he would win that. But fortunately for Jesus, he got a very good tombs and also Deimos decided to go infantry. We see that Deimos is going to cut the map and yeah. Uh, Maybe Jesus should prepare to fight somewhere at in the forest, but his all units is mostly range, so not that good for him. On
Yeah,
the other hand, he can if he place some units, for example here, yeah, he can protect this part of the map
I'm not
because
sure if the
Calypso,
camera is actually showing what you're pinging. I hope it is.
yeah, I mean he can put some. I will just put them so
Just
people
make a
can see on
trail,
the map.
like just make a trail
Yeah,
of breadcrumbs that leads to it.
yeah.
Just ping the whole map, you want to.
I remember that there was one game where people were playing like for 100 turn, and I joined as a spectator, and for some reason they didn't change the spectator team for no team, and I was team A, so I pinged the whole map. It was very funny for me, and it was funny for players. Of course, later I removed all pins, but yeah, of course.
But I have to say that it's nice to see Deimos in a little bit of advantage, because so far he's been steamrolling every opponent in the tourney. And while he's a very good player and I wish him well and blah blah blah, um, some of his matches were a bit depressing to watch. Like him versus Exorcist, like just abusing the chaos. Not that I'm thinking for the tournament, it makes sense to go for the most competitive strategy.
Sorry, just a second. I have troubles hearing you. Maybe you are too far from the laptop, or maybe
Yeah,
it's my
the
PC.
signal is probably bad. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
It's nice I was saying that it's nice to see Deimos in trouble because he's a very good player and he deserves success and so on. But some of his games were depressing to watch, like Steamrolling
Yeah,
Exorcist with Chaos. Not that I blame him, because it makes sense in a tourney to go for the most competitive strategy. It's just how it is. But the games were a little bit sad to watch.
Yeah, that's true. Exorcist tried to contemplate a chaos, but it was hard for him.
Yeah, because I mean, Exorcist is a little bit rusty, but he is a very good, very respected player, and it's just unusual to see him get steamrolled that much, honestly.
Yeah, and now it's interesting what will Deimos do, because he can't really go for bottom relic and at the same moment go for the top relic, because they are very split. It's so hard for him to get them. Maybe he's just going bot to clean them up. And what I'm surprised with, that he didn't send any guardian to take that extra vowel and
Guardsman.
extra info guardsman. Yeah, I just want to see more Eldars. Okay,
Quadsman, you
just
could say just Quadsman, because they probably have a quad pack, you know,
maybe.
them being such chats.
Yeah, first contact has started, so maybe Jesus will send some units to fight in the city, in the forest, and protect his relic.
It
I
does
don't
look
know.
like
There's,
we're in for the long haul with this game, though, because
um,
Jesus wants to wait, and now Deimos also kind of wants to wait and find a solution.
that's true. On the other hand, I think you are in the fault because you are a host and I'm not a host now. So yeah, yeah.
Sorry, come again?
Because you are the host and I'm not the host, so I can leave in any moment. So yeah.
Yeah, wrecked. GG.
I'm just playing also late game scenario. So let's check the upkeep. Astra has 35, Necron has 37. Both players are showing very good upkeep.
Yeah, but the Jesus's army is much stronger on the defense than on the move. So
That's true.
it depends on the situation. If he moves, his army is worth less than the upkeep, and if he stays still, his army is worth more than the upkeep.
Yeah,
Basically, I think that's a viable way to look at it.
that's true. And also, what he can see is that Deimos decided to split his army. So he sent some reinforcements to protect top relic. Maybe it could be a good choice to even to place Bastion, but he don't have it. Of course, because tier 4 is very busy.
Oh,
But
he's
yeah.
producing horses.
Yeah, some extra mobility. I mean, it can walk at least a little bit.
It's very nice, yeah, because there's limited space, and killing like an arc on like an outpost or a city tile is hard. So it's very useful to have them in the back lines, able to reach any part of the line that they need to. Also very easy to buff them from there, especially with his non-wing commissar.
Yeah. Maybe horses can walk. I think we a little bit over nerfed them, but the previous
Yeah,
price was too cheap.
I also think so. A little bit, because they were too good. They basically outvalued every other unit in the roster. I think they're like a situational unit now, which is fine, but it does mean they don't get used very often in
Yeah.
most games.
I also remember a fun mod. Probably it was art mod. At some point he has Sions with 7 models, but it ignored Overwatch, so it was easier for Astra to fight against, for example, Necron vehicles.
Sounds broken.
Yeah, but there was a lot of broken stuff. And we were playing 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4,
Which mod
so
was that?
in some of arts, there are 4 arts modes, so
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. And what I want to say is that probably Gladius is the best balanced for 2 versus 2, especially community mode. And when we see 3 versus 3 games, it most of the time it's some kind of trash games, because There can be an early rush or science rush. Of course, it's variety, but
I think nowadays teams are very rarely well balanced. You usually see
yeah,
like a team of, I don't know, Lager and I don't know, Zook and someone else against like some random guys like Obama. So it's no wonder. I have good memories of art mod meta because those were not necessarily like the highest skilled players, uh, but
okay. We see first kill. Oh, sorry.
no worries. I thought that that was you in the background, so that's why I stopped talking. I was like, okay, he's not listening. He's
Uh,
talking to his
uh,
screaming to his
yeah.
wife.
No, it was not me. We just have some guests. Unfortunately for them, I got ill, so haha. And what is interesting, we have the first units killed, and I think there will be some trace. Uh, Deimos is sending some extra units for top. He has he attacked something with his snipers. Ah, yeah, he's killing Katachan probably. So
He just killed the
first
gate.
really aggression, but I think if Jesus sent one Doomsday, the relic will be his. Maybe he should set one extra spider to support his vehicles, and in this case, Astra, after losing all its crack grenades, will feel
I mean,
themselves devastated.
it's a little bit scary for Deimos because if he splits his army, Jesus does have those assault transports to abuse.
Yeah,
So again, it all depends on the place, but it's tougher. The positioning game is tougher for Deimos, obviously.
yeah. I mean, when you have full range one army, uh, you will suffer. Also, very interesting, he put his unit here, so now Jesus can't get in. And what can be an issue for him that Deimos can go and try to attack these three units on the bottom, 3 kills, but Jesus is preparing some assault support. Maybe he should move one extra uh, Ghost Arc. I'm not sure.
And I think Jesus doesn't mind losing a couple of infantry units just to stall, because it does free up some more, so he can build something else in his cities
Yeah,
for a change.
and at this time he would have one extra Lord. Oh my God, having one extra Lord.
But man, Jesus has such a good main. Look at that. He gets 60% ore tiles without even trying, and then he gets a couple of 80% ore tiles. That's just insane. And he also has 30% energy. He has an extra ore city with some energy. Very good start.
Okay.
Definitely an uphill battle for any faction trying to fight Necron. And we see a Commissar move to tank some Overwatch with the wing. A bold move. There is the arc position to counter attack, but they must seize it, and we're almost certainly positioned to try to limit the impact of any potential retaliation. It's a little bit sad for him though, because any arc swooping in will just eat the Overwatch of all those snipers. But Deimos has stopped producing them, so looks like Jesus will lose some of his units. I don't think he can effectively fight into this. I mean, he could just move his arcs aggressively into this army, but that seems kind of a rash move, considering all he needs to do is sit and wait and survive. Looks like Otaman died from his sickness. Rest in peace,
No,
Otaman.
no. I just changed the microphone, so now you would hear less noises. And yeah, we
Sounds
see
nice.
that We see that he is using one lot just for bringing down and restore morals. Yeah, interesting choice. So he probably won't switch his wind, but again, getting a lot damage at some point. You can. He's luckily that just don't have race, because in this scenario it can be a dead hero.
He doesn't have what? Sorry, rice.
Race, yeah.
Oh, raids. Gotcha. Yeah, but I think raids not the most ideal unit against Astra, honestly. First of all, there's not really such high value targets to pick off apart from the commissars. And if you put them into a 2 forward position, they just get like crack grenaded down easily.
Yeah, but I can't agree that there is not good targets. I mean, killing 3 or 4 models for items is almost killing the whole unit. Yeah, so it sounds like a good value for me. Because and also they probably one-shot tech freaks. So sometimes when we see that what is it? How it's called? Uh, when the watches are a problem, or there is a bastion push, having some rights just to finish them can be very, very good. Okay, so what will Jesus do on top? Will he put? Yeah, he's putting his Doomsday's arc, taking some Overwatch. He didn't use Hidins, that is strange for me, but probably he expect. Okay, yeah, we see some Jeans. That's good. Unfortunately for him, he's damaging mostly units that have already used crack grenades, and we have Deimos have 3 more crack grenades, so maybe he can try to kill one ghost arc.
Yeah,
Not
but
sure.
honestly, I think he just wants to back off here. Unless he
Yep.
can kill one, but I very much doubt that without bringing it down and with 2 of those being guardsmen. Um,
I mean, even if he kill one, he probably lose all of this
he loses
stuff.
all of that, yeah. So it's dubious value of a trade. Like you get a lot of guardsmen, but you still don't want to lose them. Like 5 units for one or 4 units for one.
Okay, one more barrack for Deimos, and he thinks that he will get extra loyalty. That's why he's not doing a loyalty in his main city.
So he's making a 4th barrack in his main, which is gonna be done soon, and he has how much? 3 barracks in his expo. So 6 right now, 7 soon. While for Jesus, I think he's on 5. But yeah, he's on 5. But his units are very chunky. That's why temples are more costly than cores. The units just have a high upkeep. Like Ghost Arc has the same upkeep as a Doomsday Arc. Um, which explains a lot about his ore economy tanking early on. But you know, he has a 60 to 80% ore city, so he doesn't care. Fucking Necron. Like Necron is just such a funny faction because on an average start they're well balanced. They're strong and well balanced. But on a very strong start, it's just like combined with rapid rise, it just sometimes gives them so much power. Um,
Yeah.
it can seem a little bit unfair sometimes.
Also, I think yes, it's the good start just work not work, just scale them better than
Yeah,
any other faction in this game, but
because
as well
rapid
as
rise,
bad
man.
one.
Because Necron is a faction, like, this is the core thing to understand about why Necron is so good. Every population that is born, if you play well and manage your cities well, works almost as soon as it is born. This is incredible when you actually go to think about how most factions work. Like, your first city main city reaches 6 of 6 while you're employing 3 or maybe 4 populations. And every population that's working is producing units or resources. So that's just something that like keeps adding up all game. Necron just keeps rapid rising and planning to rapid rise as soon as something is born, and gets small advantages that way. And those advantages, the longer the game goes on, the more they stack. So rapid rise is just an incredible ability. Like Tyranids are also very strong because they can eat, basically.
Yeah. On the other hand, if we check, I think that in this game, particularly in this game, Jesus uses rapid rise only twice. One for Spider for Faster City and one for Orc. So not that huge impact in 50 turns.
Yeah, but he doesn't
I'm-
need to, because if you check his cities, except for his energy city, which he doesn't need to develop because he has energy bank up the Vazu, both of his ore cities are developed up to pop almost, which is, so he has like at least 3 or 4 extra pops. I mean, we can check how much pops is Deimos currently employing and how much pops is Necron employing. Deimos has 8 for
Necron is
16,
yeah.
while Necron is employing 6 and 6 and 9, I guess, 8. So 20, basically, or 21. So he has like, what was the Astra number? I already forgot. I'm fucking retarded.
16.
16, yeah. So he already has 4 or 5 pops more working, and the longer the game goes on, the harder this number will become.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Necron Echo scale is very good.
I mean, it's a big deal. Like, people complain about monolithic bonuses on AdMech, which are way smaller than what Rapid Rise basically gives you. It's funny how
Yeah.
people just, I don't know, they either ignore it because they enjoy playing Necron so much, and I get it. Necron is one of my favorite factions. They either ignore it or they just don't see it.
Uh, you know, I'm just thinking that monolithic on AdMech Echo is something, another kind of level, because if you're doing it correctly, what um
Okay, Deimos
okay,
is gonna GG out. Basically, he, his build got countered, I guess.
Yep.
It's like you said at the beginning, if Necron goes Arcs, Astra Infantry just loses.
Yeah, I mean, he just decided to save us a few hours.
Yeah, I mean, it is anticlimactic. We would wish for him to play so we could get a good match online and so on, but realistically, for an experienced player, this was kind of the right call. He had maybe like a small chance to for Jesus to make some mistakes, for him to redirect his build or something, but it was a very, very hard battle at this point. He went for
Yeah.
an aggressive build. He didn't actually get to be aggressive. It's,
To be honest, Astra does need devastators. It doesn't need, I mean, not devastators. Some late tier 8 infantry, something like custodians or other stuff. I don't know what they can add, but something with range too. And with this scenario, Astra infantry will work, but maybe it will be too strong. Because now he just don't have a possible solution how he would be able to win this. I think Demus really regrets going full
yeah,
infantry.
I also think so. I asked him on Discord if he's okay. He says that the last game is gonna be played some other time. I'm just gonna tell Jesus.
Okay. Maybe they can play tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow would be good. It's Sunday. Could do tomorrow. I'll write on Discord. Any last thoughts on today's match?
I don't know. Just most players showed a very advanced level. They understand their win strategy, and sometimes you just lose by draft, lose by start because probably Demus went to check Jesus Toms. He found that they were very good. He basically also gets something like how much 60 80-foot tiles, but infantry is just worse than vehicles in general. I mean,
Yeah,
not all, but
I think he could make that one or maybe work in combination with Psychers if he wanted to go free city. But I think vehicle against Necron in general would have been a better choice. Infantry is a gamble. Infantry can be very strong against core plays, but with experienced players who know how the matchup works, it's a gamble because against vehicles you're just gonna lose. Even barges are gonna have a good time into Astro infantry. I think like a
yeah, budgets
barge
will
spam.
they will give you enough time to survive until Doomsday.
So I think this was just kind of the wrong call, and I think this is something that Red Lager once said about veterans. They do tend to have some, or maybe it was Zook, I don't know. They do tend to have sometimes some reinforced bad habits. So in this example, Deimos just played this matchup a lot of times, but Necron used to be played more or less as a core uh, build, infantry build. And I think this is just like a case of Deimos having this ingrained in himself. Okay, it's Necron, so I can go Astro Infantry. Maybe he didn't really think about it that much because he just leaned into his experience. But we buffed Necron vehicles, the meta developed a little bit, and we see more arcs. And of course, Jesus is a very experienced player, so he probably knew that arcs are gonna do a lot of work here. That's
Yeah,
why we saw him go for Ghost Arcs, an early variant of Doomsday.
yeah, and very good play from Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, he learned heavy destroyers, but he haven't produced any of them. So if you just land unit, you don't have to produce it if you know that it wouldn't work in this matchup.
yeah, I agree. I think both players are very good players, and they played nicely on the map and everything, even though there was no big fight. But yeah, on the build level, Jesus won. It's
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
sometimes you win in Gladius just by doing a correct build, and you
Yeah,
don't even have to play a tactical part of it.
yeah, and like doing a Hydra spam or Lemon Tech would still probably be a hard battle against Necron, but I
Yeah,
think it would give Deimos better chances than an infantry build.
yeah. High mobility option to search to push from range 3, and Necrons don't have uh, until Doomsday Arc any good answers against range 3 push. I mean vehicle push. Against infantry it has Dooms how it's called? Death marks.
Hmm.
I think if devs will add something like new heavy destroyers with range 3, we we will nerf rapidize even more.
No, we can't really do that, but we should. We at that point we would need to probably revert something like the Stalker buff if that happened.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean in new DLC pack.
yeah,
Also, yeah,
I mean, I think Stalker is in a debatable state right now. I think it's borderline broken, not quite there, like being straight up broken, but I think it's a little bit too good right now.
yeah. On the other hand, you know what? When a unit is a little bit too good, I think, for example, with Stalker, he's in very important tech tree spot. That's what make him worse. So you are just
Hmm.
delaying some more important stuff.
Sure, I agree. It's conveniently placed, but it's also range free. Range free and having a good damage output is very good. I think like if we had more experience seeing stalkers before the buff, we would probably debate about having to nerf their damage a little bit along with buffing their range. I think that would have been the correct call. I think the unit is fine. It's fine for Necron to have a strong support option in the vehicle line, and it's great that it enables mixed builds. I think that's a fantastic. But I also think the unit does a little bit too much damage to be range free, and
Okay.
also buff other units. But anyway, we went a little bit off topic. In any case, thank you for commentating with me, and if you watch this, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the last game of the finals.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.